Okay guys, now time for another review, and this one is going to be on Mosquitoland by David Arnold. This was a random pick of a book. Basically, we'd been to see a band called Demented I'll Go play in London. Our train at King's Cross was going to be delayed for at least, I don't know, 3-4 hours, and usually for me at this point it's a good thing for what I like to call a random read, where basically I'll just sort of go into a shop at random and just pick a book, any book at all, and because I'm in that confined space, whether you're on a flight, a train ride, the chances are that the entertainment isn't going to be that good, so basically you just sort of pick a book, force yourself to read it, and maybe you might learn something. So, and in my case it was a load of guys that we'd all been sort of on a high the day before, we'd all been in a wrecking pit, we'd all been got a little bit battered and bruised, and because of that it was kind of like nobody was really in the mood for a conversation, so I thought it'd be a good time to just get some more reading done. Anyway, what can I say about this book? It's basically about a young girl called Mim who, her parents are divorced. She's sort of having a bit of a hard time settling down. She's got a lot of problems. She's got mental health issues, to be precise, and she finds out that her mother is ill back home, and so she decides to kind of run away from home and go back to be with her mother. The kind of book takes you on like a little journey really, where she kind of hops on and off buses, and meets a load of characters along the way to sort of help her along with the journey really, sort of add a bit of spice to it. It's sort of, I don't know, it's one of those really strange reads really, because when I sort of read the synopsis on the train, I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as what I did. Like for me it seemed like quite a teen read, but as you kind of go into it, it kind of deals with subjects in sort of quite a complex way. It sort of makes you sit and it makes you think about certain things, particularly with sort of issues like mental health, which we don't always necessarily talk about in sort of day-to-day society, but it is a massive issue that kind of needs to be addressed, and I think this book really does quite well in sort of addressing it and sort of taking it from a different light, but also in a kind of light-hearted way. And obviously when I was reading it as well, it was kind of like the train was nice and warm. It was winter. I mean, it was probably about, I don't know, I'd say about December last year I probably read this book, so it's like really, really rainy outside, and it was quite a nice kind of warming, heartfelt book really to kind of read. I mean, even the cover looks kind of cool as well, you know, just a girl sitting on top of a bus with face paint on her. And so basically what happens is it kind of like she goes and meets her mother. I'm not going to spoil the plot line for you, but I've got to say it was actually, I was very surprised with this book. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it at all, and I really, really did. Particularly as it's kind of a female lead character in this book as well. So it kind of, I suppose, takes things from a female light, even though it is written by a man. And I just, yeah, it was just a nice little, real, heartfelt read. Sort of not my usual choice really, but I was quite pleasantly surprised with it. So while everyone else was like sitting there asleep on a train, all was zonked out and just sort of battered and bruised, I was just sitting there kind of really nice and content reading this story, and it just sort of on a train journey back home, it really, really flowed. I really, really got into this one, but it was one of those rare occasions where I actually finished a book in one sitting, where I just managed to sit there sort of continuous back to back and just sort of read one book without any stopping. I think I always tend to find that when you sort of do a blind read, where you just randomly close your eyes and pick a book, or to be honest, any book in general, especially if you're going to try and read it from an educational value, is I always tend to find with everything you read you should pick something up and take something along with you. In this book I think I learned that, you know, not everything is what it seems. You know, you do have to kind of in life sort of read between the lines and just kind of just not make too many judgments or presumptions. And it's also kind of, it was kind of a strange read in many ways, because it was kind of like the character Mim really kind of grew up in this book as well. You kind of see her sort of lose her innocence throughout it as well. So it's kind of, she although she's a vulnerable character, she has a lot of vulnerabilities. You do kind of sense that she during the sort of course of it, she really grows up. Particularly, there's one particular character that she kind of picks up along the way, who is actually a lot more vulnerable in many ways than what she actually is, and she does really, really well to sort of take care of this character and nurture this character, which was quite a nice addition to the book, really. Kind of seeing that, it was a really sweet addition that I really got into, and it's kind of like almost kind of reminded me a little bit of sort of growing up, you know, sort of like you kind of really realise that things aren't always what they seem, you know, like certain people aren't what you sort of deem them to be, and it's quite sort of sad to see how as you get older this kind of fairy tale sort of look at the world that you have very quickly sort of diminishes, and it's just sort of no longer, I don't know, kind of sort of no longer has that magic that it used to, and these kind of people that you probably looked up to and aspired to when you were younger aren't actually all what they seem. Although you do love these people, you do kind of see them for what they are as you get older, and I think this book is especially if you are maybe at that age of maybe 18, maybe to early 20s, where you are sort of discovering yourself and finding your way in life, and you're discovering what things are actually sort of like. This book kind of makes you realise that you ain't really alone in that situation, and that pretty much everyone's going through sort of the same thing that you're going through or has done in the past. I would say for this book, I would definitely give it a 5-star once again. I think it's one of those books where if you've got a bit of time to kill, or you want something that's really nice and heartwarming and quite heartfelt, I think Mosquitoland is definitely the book to go for, because it is a sweet little story. It's kind of like, I don't know, I kind of get a bit of a sort of Mice and Men vibe about this in many ways, because it's all like, it's one of those books I could have sort of imagined myself sort of, although the story's completely different, you know, you do kind of sense like these, you know, there is a lot of hopes and a lot of dreams and aspirations in this book from Mim, and obviously sort of things a lot of the time don't go as they plan, as you kind of get with Lenny and George, you know, Mice and Men, and I just think it is kind of, it just definitely is worth the read, really. Yeah, I'll definitely, you know, sort of Mosquitoland's, you know, it's an interesting title as well. I'll definitely give this book a 5-star again. You know, so perhaps if you want to do a blind read, you know, I don't want to go too much into depth about the storyline, because that really isn't for me to do. That's for you to kind of read and sort of find out for yourself. But I definitely think that this book is definitely worth a shout. Definitely worth a shout. If you've got like a couple of hours to kill, you want a nice little heartfelt kind of novel to read, and yeah, Mosquitoland definitely is the one for you. So thanks again, guys, and hopefully I'll catch you again soon.